Hi everybody, Dr. Gustin here, and I just wanted to talk about exam number 1. I've got my assistant Simba here. She likes hanging out when I do recordings. So my concern was that the average on exam number 1 for this class was substantially lower than it is typically. Now I didn't change my test a whole lot compared to other tests, but the one thing we did do is the format of the course is a little bit different. You guys are doing completely online lectures as well as taking the test using Honor Lock, so you can't use any other materials. Um, I when I have a lot of people that don't do well, I reflect on it and I try to figure out what can we change, because there might be something that it's not just you that I can help you out with. My number one thing I think I can help you out with is to get you to understand that this class does take a lot of time. Remember, in a normal summer class, lecture would be about 10 hours a week, lab would be about 9 hours a week. If you are not spending 19 hours getting ready for class, listening to lectures, going to lab, taking notes, reading the book and adding to your notes, all of that is your 19 hours a week. Okay. If you're not spending that amount of time, you're not spending enough time on this course. The second thing, so as far as lecture, a lot of times in academic literature, they would say students should spend twice the amount of time outside of class as they do in class. So if we spend 10 hours a week on lecture, you should be putting in, let's say 20 hours, but maybe, that's a lot. So maybe 10 to 15 hours a week on studying. And that means every day doing a couple hours of studying. So if you're not spending roughly 30 hours a week on this course, you're not spending enough time to do your best. Okay. So number one is you got to get more time in there. And that needs to be time that you're actually studying and reading and taking notes, not just writing note cards and things that you can shut your brain off. So you got to be thinking about this material. What I did, the average, like I said, was kind of low. So I gave everybody 5 points on the exam. You'll see that on your grade in Blackboard. That will add it to the score that you got. And that hopefully pads you a little bit and gives you a little bit of help that give you and a little inspiration to do better next time. Look over your test. If you don't know how to see your tests and quizzes in Blackboard after you've taken them, then you didn't read the syllabus carefully enough. The syllabus has a section on how to view your tests and quizzes after the due dates. So go back and do that. If you didn't review your quizzes that you took week 1 before you took exam 1, you're missing out on an opportunity to practice. Those quizzes are not designed just to get you a good grade. They are designed to show you what kind of things do I expect you to know, what kind of things should you be studying, what kind of things, if you get them wrong, should you go back and review. So you're trying to remember this information and trying to make it meaningful. So that means you have to think about it for a little bit. I know it's fast, but you commit enough time to the course, you should be able to do that. So, number two, so when you go back to looking at those old tests, one of the things I want you to notice is, what would I have needed to know to get this answer to this question correct? And that is, a lot of times when you look at it, it's just a vocabulary word. I can't tell you how many people got the fill in the blank question wrong that said, what do you call the viruses that infect bacteria? And they're called bacteriophage. Straight vocabulary word. What are single-celled fungi? Yeast. Straight vocabulary word. What are mycoses? Mycoses are fungal diseases. Straight vocabulary word. I've told you several times already that the first thing you want to do to study is go through those vocabulary lists that are in your lecture guide. Don't make note cards. That takes a lot of time. Just cover up the words on the list and start reading them down. Read the word. What is it? Read the next word. What is it? And so make sure you understand those terms. You will be amazed how many of those vocabulary words you would, if you knew them, you could get questions right on the test. Okay. After you're done reviewing the vocabulary, go back to the objectives and talk through the objectives and make sure you understand each of those. Make sure you can tell what it's asking you to be able to recite. Okay, that information, you should have it in some organized notes. You should have it, if you've read the textbook, you can transcribe some of those notes into your lecture notes to help you have it all in one place. So get yourself organized, be working at the same time that I'm doing the assignments, keep up with the class, and then study. You can't remember it just by writing it down and listening to a lecture. You've got to go back and review it again. It's too much material to learn at the last minute. If you took the test at 10 o'clock on Tuesday night, it might have been too late. That's a really late time to take a test. I was amazed when I went to bed at 10 o'clock, the number of people that still hadn't taken the test. So be organized, do your work when you're at your best, and make time for this course. Remember, it's going triple speed. Did you spend triple the amount of time on this course last week that you would have spent on a course during the regular semester? All of those things are going to play into your success. That being said, we've got lots and lots of grades. Lab tends to help people's grades. The quizzes tend to help people's grades, oral presentations. So hang in there and keep working. And you should pass this class. Just keep at it. Work hard. Okay. Let me know if you have any questions. Remember, I have office hours. It might be a good time to go back and review the syllabus and remember the policies for the course if you need help or you need um, whatever I can do for you. Okay? So hang in there. Good luck. Looking forward to the next week and the next test. Get studying, gang.